It's both heaven and hell. It's both a dream and a nightmare. Yes, I'm talking about Iceland, also known as the land of fire and ice. In the middle of the ocean, amidst snow and fire, this small country has a lot of stories to tell. It's a place that is unlike any other, with both beautiful and terrifying sides. This is a Viking island, a small and sparsely populated country with only 360,000 inhabitants. It's one of the least densely populated places on Earth. There are no soldiers in the country, which is considered the safest in the world. There's no need for an army, and even the Prime Minister's house has no fence around it. Iceland is the only NATO member without an army, and police officers don't carry guns. The police profession is seen as a boring job, and there are only 127 prisoners in the country's jails, which is a shockingly low number given that 120,000 people own guns in Iceland. The discovery of Iceland is attributed to various people who stumbled upon it by chance, but the first person to deliberately sail there was the famous Viking Floki, who stayed there for a winter. He also gave the country its name, Iceland. In the later period, especially in the year 874, the first settlers gradually began to take steps, especially in Iceland where the Norse Viking culture settled. This culture can still be clearly seen today, as the country is a visual paradise. Most of Iceland is volcanic, with 200 active volcanoes, a significant portion of which are ready to erupt. Ironically, all of the volcanoes that are ready to erupt are given female names. In this small country, there are a total of 10,000 waterfalls. Iceland's electricity is obtained 100% from both these waterfalls and underground hot springs. No resources that harm nature, such as coal power plants, are used. As a result, the country has the distinction of having the cleanest air, water, and environment in the world. Oops, did I say cleanest air? I meant the cleanest water and environment. I'll add that to it, as it's both volcanic and filled with geysers, and you can encounter hot water pools at every turn. For the people of Iceland, these pools are a socializing point, and they spend long and enjoyable times in them year-round. In fact, they often jump into freezing water and then quickly into the hot water that is steaming. There are so many hot springs that families who want to eat outside can easily cook their food by burying it in the ground in many places. This is where its hell feature comes from its underground riches filled with fire. Iceland is the country with the highest literacy rate in the world, with the number of books and magazines published per person higher than all European countries. The state attaches great importance to education and every child, and has had the top rank in child rights for many years. There is a small but effective child policy in place, with the government paying $500 per person for every child to participate in sports activities after school. As a result, they are at the top of Europe's most athletic and healthy societies. The state literally supports all kinds of crazy sports for the happiness and energy of young people. It is one of the most popular places for adrenaline-filled activities. Families also strongly emphasize applying certain rules to their children, including the obligation to spend time together. Currently, their youth is considered the most harmonious, athletic, and optimistic youth in Europe. Don't be surprised if you see children sleeping alone in strollers on the street in 5-degree weather, while their mothers are inside a cafe with their friends, drinking hot coffee. The reason for this is to allow the children to be outside in fresh air instead of a closed space. This is not a new tradition, as it dates back many years. Now, let's get to know Icelanders a little better. Icelandic traditions stem from the Viking culture and have combined pagan beliefs with Christianity to create a unique culture. While nearly 100% of the population is Christian, the Y and Z generations have seen a rise in non-believers. Christianity and pagan beliefs have intertwined so much that 80% of the population believes in elves and dwarves. Due to this belief, you can see small houses built for supernatural creatures in many yards. During road construction, even large stones and caves are left untouched to avoid disturbing supernatural beings. The Icelandic economy relies heavily on fishing and fish products, as it is an island nation. 70% of their exported products are fish products. Due to the climate, agriculture is limited, and nearly all fruits and vegetables, including tomatoes, are imported from countries like the Netherlands. As a result, their cuisine primarily consists of meat and fish, which are of excellent quality and often considered to be the world's tastiest. One unique aspect of Icelandic cuisine is the natural cooking methods used. Meat is cooked in underground geothermal water or in the hot soil of volcanic regions, which is exclusive to Icelanders. They can even bake bread by digging up sand and cooking it outside in -20-degree weather. Overall, Icelanders have a rich and distinctive culture that combines history, mythology, and modern influences. Iceland's nickname is the Land of Ice and Fire. It got this name because it has a volcanic geography that resembles a hellish landscape, as well as a cold climate with lots of ice. However, while the northern parts of the country are very cold, the southern parts have many beaches that are crowded with people sunbathing during the summer months. The lowest temperature ever recorded in Iceland is -39 degrees Celsius, which is not that low compared to what you might expect from an icy country. The highest temperature ever recorded is 29 degrees Celsius. Many streets and roads in Iceland have underfloor heating to prevent them from becoming icy. Because Iceland's natural landscape is so different from the rest of the world, it has been used as a filming location for many movies and TV shows such as Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. The Icelandic people are very tolerant when it comes to LGBT rights. In fact, one of the country's former prime ministers was the world's first openly gay head of state. There are no railways in Iceland, but many people have small private planes, so you can see small runways all over the country. Even though the weather can change every 5 minutes, the locals have become so good at predicting what will happen based on the clouds that nobody gets caught out by the rapid changes anymore. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe.